He didn't panic after killing 2 women, but picked up the phone and bragged about it.
Address the court or not?
Not today. Later, when I come back, I will. Today, okay. No, I won't.
In the early hours of one October morning in Cape Coral, a man calmly dialed his family and said words that would freeze anyone listening.
That when they asked him why he killed Miss Melton, he said, "I just wanted to do it."
Hours earlier, 2 women were alive, but not anymore. One of them was strangled in her own bed. The other was hunted down on the street. Surveillance cameras caught a stolen SUV drifting through the dark.
Mr. Wade Wilson. And there was a premeditated killing of Diane Ruiz. Once again, ladies and gentlemen.
And in a jail cell, he would later laugh, comparing himself to a comic book anti-hero.
So it is a decision that's solely left up to you if you want to address the court or not?
Not today. Later, when I come back, I will. Today, okay. No, I won't.
Okay.
Before he became the nightmare of Cape Coral, Wade Wilson was just another lost kid with a dark obsession. He was born in Cape Coral, but was very different from all the other kids around him. Instead of being inspired by heroes, Wade was fascinated with villains. His love for the comic book character Deadpool became his identity and the same mask he'd wear for his darkest impulses.
We, the jury, find by a vote of 10-2 that Wade Wilson should be sentenced to death.
By his early 20s, Wilson had become a man who could charm a crowd while hiding violent fantasies beneath a smile. Friends described him as magnetic yet unpredictable, someone who could make you laugh and make you nervous at the same time. Rumors swirled of petty crimes, late-night chases, and fights, but nothing hinted at the terror to come. Then came the day the thrill turned deadly. The reason was just to fulfill a fantasy.
Both of them had been strangled. The last person that they encountered was Mr. Wade Wilson.
On October 6, 2019, Wilson met 35-year-old Christine Melton at a bar in nearby Fort Myers. To her, he was just another charming stranger offering a ride home. To him, she was the first target. Inside her apartment, after she fell asleep, Wilson made his move. He climbed into her bed and began strangling her.
She had marks around her neck. She had been strangled. He then proceeds to wrap her up in some bedding, ties the bedding, ties it with her shirts, her jeans, her leggings, her bathing suit top.
With Melton dead, he stole her SUV and drove off into the night, beginning what prosecutors would later call a roaming killing spree.
The sun's beginning to come up. It's getting light outside. She's heavy. He wants to get rid of the body. He thinks the better of it, and then decides he's going to leave her there.
Hours later, while driving through Cape Coral, he spotted 43-year-old Diane Ruiz walking alone.
He said that he pulled her out of the car and realized that she was still breathing.
She became his second target. This time, the attack was even more brutal. Witnesses say Wilson lured Ruiz toward the vehicle before violently assaulting her. Prosecutors revealed he strangled her repeatedly, stopping and staring, prolonging the attack in a way that horrified the courtroom.
He said he got back in the car and ran her over until she looked like spaghetti.
Ruiz's body was later dumped into a field, left like evidence meant to be found. After killing 2 innocent people in a single night, Wilson would go on to attack another woman who miraculously survived, and it was exactly the break investigators desperately needed. By sunrise, 2 women were dead. One had escaped, and Wilson, after doing the worst atrocities known to mankind, turned to his own father for help.
He just told me, he did something. There was 2 people gone that would not be back. He said, "I'm a killer."
The investigators traced Christine Melton's stolen SUV morning across Lee County. Then came the break that changed everything. Wilson's own family tipped off authorities after receiving disturbing phone calls. Instead of hiding, he had been bragging, calmly describing what he had done.
He was excited.
You say excited, what do you mean by that?
I felt like he was wanting me to feel the way he felt about it.
Did he seem proud of it?
Yes.
Meanwhile, the physical evidence was stacking up fast. DNA linked him to the victims, surveillance cameras tracked the stolen SUV, phone records placed him exactly where the attacks happened. Piece by piece, the case became nearly impossible to dispute. By the time prosecutors finished building their timeline, Wade Wilson wasn't just a suspect. He was the center of one of Cape Coral's most disturbing murder cases. And a jury was about to hear everything in chilling detail.
What he was wearing at that time?
He was wearing sweatpants only, no shoes, no shirt. He was bloody, and he was missing a couple of teeth.
But the most chilling moments came from the people who had survived Wade Wilson. Wilson's ex-girlfriend took the stand and described a heated argument that nearly turned deadly.
The car starts to roll forward. He tackles me to the ground. The car grazes both of our legs and I'm pummeled to the ground.
She told the jury she truly believed she was going to die that day, just trying to buy time as the beating continued. She was lucky enough to duck under his arm and run. Nearby businesses pulled her inside and saved her before it could have turned into another murder.
Whether it be punches, slapping, choking, that kind of nature. I got to the front of the staircase.
The state's case was simple but devastating. This wasn't rage. It wasn't panic. It was a calculated thrill killing. They played Wilson's own jail calls, letting the jury hear the eerie calm in his voice as he bragged about the murders and referenced Deadpool. The room reportedly went silent. But the defense fought back.
I'm not arguing insanity. I'm just arguing that the state's claiming premeditation, and I'm saying he's whacked out. He's just out of his mind.
Wilson's attorneys argued he was heavily intoxicated and spiraling on drugs the night of the killings. They hinted at mental instability, suggesting he wasn't fully in control of his actions. It was their only real path, create just enough doubt to spare his life. Still, the evidence was overwhelming.
She had some evidence of animal or scavenging activity on her body as well. And so portions of her ears and nose were removed already, most likely by avian scavengers.
Prosecutors argued the murders were especially heinous, atrocious, and cruel, pointing to the repeated strangulations and the cold behavior afterward. The defense again pushed the blame on drugs and instability, but the jury wasn't persuaded. In August 2024, the judge delivered the final decision.
Totality of the circumstances warrants that the defendant, Wade Stephen Wilson, be sentenced to death for each count of first-degree murder. Count 1, first-degree murder of Christine Melton. The defendant is hereby sentenced to death.
Wilson sat stone-faced as the sentence was read. Today, he sits on Florida's death row while appeals slowly moved forward. And the question that still lingers in many minds is uncomfortable but unavoidable. Was Wade Wilson a calculating monster, or the final product of a life already off the rails? Either way, for two families in Cape Coral, the damage can never be undone.